those are all signs that she's attracted to you. So when you when you guys are whatever you guys are studying or wherever you guys are at on this path of like learning this art, the art of the alpha male, the art of seduction, whatever you want to call this game, pickup, you are lost. You're not sure where you're at. You're almost like in this kind of like desert land, and you see some fresh water, you see an oasis, and then like you run over there and there's nothing there. It's just a mirage, and then you run over there and there's nothing over there, and it's like you keep running to all these places in this desert thinking there's something going on, but you're just lost. You don't know where you're going. So that's why we're on here to help you guys figure out what is it that you want? I mean, there's like 15, 20 people on the stream. What are you guys looking to get out of this? Like, what are you guys looking to get? Like, from this stream or AZD? Like, what are you guys looking to learn? What's your goal of being here?
Well, I think they're inspired. And while if they want to write any answers, I think in my experience, guys are inspired, they're out there, or they're intrigued, which they don't even have the language to describe that, what inspiration feels like with the little candle of inspiration, how that could become a bonfire. It could, burn a whole forest down. Like being good with women, yeah, already a linguistic skill achieved. How can I style a subcommunication telepathy style? Man, that's far out, man, and that's related to some of the information that we talk about and that we learn from AZD. Because remember, we live with AZD. We're students of this player who's just a Mac, and he's a straight G, and but he's like a monk. Like he's got these qualities, and he's at a world-class level in these things, and that's all part of his player, like kind of archetype and how he teaches game. So I think people are inspired, and they see how we express, and they're inspired by all the AZD clips, and they followed these accounts because of how he expresses and how he looks. There's just something in the appearance and what we say, what we talk about, that's just intriguing to them. Obviously, women. We're talking about that. We're not like demonstrating with all these models. Listen to the two fine models that I auditioned today, and how that's part of a greater plan to really help mankind and save mankind. And we're not going to be able to save mankind, but we will do our part. And so we have a game of life because there's a way to be in the world and mix it up to win at that. And then if you have that goodness and you have all that spirituality and like telepathy, what Grim Reaper's talking about, like the world will reject you if you just come at it with that.
Yeah.
But we are that with the proper cloak, the proper context of how to, and it's very dark, it's very seductive, it's bad boy, it takes a skill called game, and that's what this is.
Man, it's that, and I also see it's the fact that there is hundreds of us.
Yeah,
it's not just 2 guys, 3 guys on an Instagram page.
100.
Like, bro, there's so many of us. You guys don't even know. It's not just me. Yogi
Crazy
tattoo guy.
Blood of Luna is on. Blood of Luna, come and say something for a second. Just join for a second. Not to cut you off, man. I was just adding to, like, there's hundreds of us. Like, Blood of Luna just happens to be another guy on.
Yeah, there's hundreds of us. I mean, we're going out. When we go out at night, or we're like, everywhere we go, we're rolling with. We're not rolling alone. We're not lone wolfing. Like, you guys are hanging out alone. You guys go to the store alone, and then people be like, bro, you're hanging out with another dude. Yeah, bro. Because if we run into you, and you're with your girl, and there's 20 of us, and it's you and your chick out on a little milkshake date. I mean, how is that going to look really for you? It's not going to look good. Like, you don't want to be that guy on the other side. Maybe you just don't realize it yet. But, I haven't been in that position because I've been in this position. I haven't been in that position where I'm the guy with one girl running into like 20 guys. That not just 20 guys, not 20 nerds. It's 20 bad motherfuckers that look like a fucking movie scene. It's like, well, who are these guys? And there's no doubt your woman would be attracted to us. She may not come and hang out with us, but there's a slight possibility. And it's either you're against us, you're either with us or you're against us. It's us versus them. That's how we see it. That's how I see it. So
yeah, it's very tribal, the mentality, and it's not that we like overtly or directly take the guy's girl when we walk, but she notices us, and there'll be eye contact made, and she'll measure his or the solo guy's power against this power level moving. She won't be conscious of what she's doing. She'll feel something, and it's those kind of windows of opportunity most guys they're not thinking about, because that level of relationship with a girl, where if I was with a girl, she wouldn't look at the guys. And if there was a group of bad boys, badasses that went by, my girl would also know that I'm part of a bigger, stronger group of bad boys. I just happen to be on a fucking date with her right now. But that I wouldn't be out at night solo with her. It'd be during the day at the mall or something. And so, you know, you might run into that, something like that, but she knows that I'm part of a group too. You know, you're not always with your group. But that's also why there's territories you go, there's ways. Man, I'm streaming. She's calling me right now. So let's see here. Hopefully she doesn't
Girls
keep
figured out
calling.
beta males go to the gym and shower them with money. Girls figured out beta males go to the gym and shower. Oh, I see. I thought you were saying they go to the gym and shower the girl with money. I get what you're saying. I don't know if that makes a guy beta if he's going to the gym. Doesn't really make a guy beta. That's not beta. I go to the gym. Like a lot of people.
Yeah.
They're a beta guy.
Yeah.
But I think I know what you mean. You're talking about a certain archetype. Guy who goes to the gym, really buff, kind of like a meathead, and then he goes and spends a bunch of money on girls. Yeah, I get it. They scared of alphas. They have to confront their shit. Says Dane Ye West.
Yes, sir. So I think that, you know, there's not a reality on what AZD is doing. And what do you guys think he's doing? Like, what do you think this is about? You guys are commenting, and we can't really do the video too much because, you know, guys don't want to be on stream because it'll inform your whole audience when you go live with us. But you guys are commenting a lot, like girls figured out. I don't know if that means that you have girls figured out or what have you. What do you think it is that AZD is known for, or why we're here streaming for AZD, or, you know, just curious about that. And maybe any of the guys, I know it's hard to formulate questions sometimes when it's like, where are you struggling with girls? Where are your sticking points, as it's called? Like, you talking to girls? Is it you know, people don't even know how to measure where on the progression they are. Like, they're stuck here, they're stuck there. Like, so maybe just even specifying like, where are you at with women right now? And it's not that women is the end all be all measure of a man, but that again, maybe if there's something else in life you're going through, you know, it's not about us being this, still finding really what this is. I feel that I want to make real for you what AZD is doing. And I think through the dialogue and answering questions, you'll start to get, and I keep pointing the finger at the teacher because any clever, smart, like witty answers or like profound answers that I give, chances are that 90 or more % of that answer came from AZD. And maybe I put a twist on it. I probably dim it down a little bit in a lot of cases. And it is what it is. Like, but this is part of the fun for me because this philosophy works, dude. Like, how to talk to women, how to relax, how to what to understand about her psychology, like just understanding men and women and being able to talk on that is so fascinating for a woman. But if you can do that with some enthusiasm and have some energy inside when you do it, you could be a whole movie for her. You can capture her attention more than any Instagram influencer, which is what you're competing with, really. But you could capture that, and then you can influence, and that's what you got to do on this planet. You guys might, some of you that might even be getting girls or having some interactions with girls, like you're not influencing them much, and so they're not coming to your side. You don't have women on your team. You might be interacting with women, but they're not, man, they're not yours. They're not your women. That's a foreign concept to you. And if it, in the rare case that maybe 1 out of 13 of you or however many you're on has a woman that's your woman, now you can understand what Sultan is talking about. You don't want to be out dating that woman when like 5 of us walk by, when 3 of us walk by. The measure, 1 of us walks by because we study with a player, so we look, smell, and walk differently than other guys. Blood of Luna, let's stream, let's go. And then let alone 2 or 3 of us, now you start to see the power of the philosophy that makes it so that multiple powerful men can move as a unit in a way that the same way a sports team, a basketball team would run a play as they move down the court. We move in the court of life. And you aren't recognizing your day-to-day life as a basketball court of life. You're not playing to win. You're just participating, barely, like reluctantly. You're reluctantly participating in your life. And we're playing the game to win. And we've trained ourselves to do that. So when you see multiple of us move as a unit, it's like there's a fucking basketball team amongst a bunch of solo guys that don't know how to play with each other. Feel me?
Blood of Luna.
Blood of Luna. Blood of Luna relocated. Oh no, he's still in Phoenix, Base Phoenix. So that guy lives in Base Phoenix, but you know, you should join us.
Blood of Luna lived with us.
Is there a philosophy for banging your ex? Yeah, there is. For sure. Good question.
I think we should go on this 519.
Oh, I think at least commit to 30 minutes when we do this. And let's see how it goes for like the first week. But people they want to join, they're gonna join. Today is a different time, guys. We don't normally go at 5. It's just Tuesdays we go at 5. Other days we're going at 9:30 or 11:30 Pacific. Big Truth knows something. Yes, sir. But we want to stay entertaining for them and engage with them. So if you guys are, wallflowers, don't know what to comment, we live with the top player and dating coach for men on earth. And, one of the things I wanted to tell you about it, Sultan, I don't know if I'll be able to convey it really, but it was at the strip club the other night, one of these strip clubs. And this pretty white, redhead, fucking Irish girl or whatever she was. And she, we started talking books. What books does she read? And she said something, and I was like, I'll show you my audiobooks. Because she said audiobooks. The first book on the audiobook list was The Pickup Artist. So I was like, it's like, have you ever heard of The Pickup Artist? And she was like, yeah, my ex-boyfriend, blah, 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 this and that. Then she starts naming this group, Men of Action, if you've heard of it. We see ads about it, Men of Action. You've probably seen an ad, and you may not get to the end of the ad where they announce it's Men of Action kind of program. But we have a couple guys in IMC also that have come from Men of Action, done camps and so on. And which is, they have a great marketing funnel and it looks all glamorous. It's basically the very beta version of what AZD does, that models and parties and interacting with celebrity and rah, rah, rah. And whatever, but it's beta. And I don't even know if that guy's hooking up with any of them. It doesn't look like it. It's a whole marketing gimmick. You can just tell when you live with the real thing, you could just tell that shit's fake. If like you were a real gangster and then you saw some like get actors acting like gangsters, and maybe sometimes you'd be like, that was a good role. He played a good role. And maybe there's other times like that bitch is soft. That guy's a pussy ass. Like you just be able to tell. Real players can tell when these guys are just gimmicks, the real Men of Action. So anyway, this girl, the stripper, is like my ex-boyfriend, Men of Action, this and that, pickup. They talked about pickup. It was all good and everything. And I was like, well, why aren't you still with him? And I was like, so he was good at pickup, but what, did he suck at relationships or what? He didn't know how to relate? And I mean, I extinguished that.
Ex-boyfriend destroyer.
Oh man. So, there's
ex-boyfriend
destroyer. Bro, I gave you how to make it so you never bang your ex again, and I banged her.
Don't let Joey Chris run into your ex, bro. Because you're not getting her back.
Man. Is D-Bazar also gonna join the pack any sooner? You mean AZD is, these accounts are built on clips from his lectures. And that's the daily class that I recommend for all of you to sign up. It's $97 a month, and we're just messengers of that. He's busy. He's with a girlfriend right now, one of them. And, he goes out with us, and there's, it's play to play. You know what I'm saying? There's beginner class, there's advanced class. Beginner class starts at $97 a month, 30 classes a month. Same time every day, set 10 a.m. Pacific. And then we do our part. Now Sultan also frequently streams when we go out, so you get little access with AZD, or you'll see him live action. Like it may not. Sometimes it might be a Q&A. You may get a question answered, but for the most part, it's just showing the life because man, we're busy, dude. Like he's busy. Now, as we build this up, that was the other thing I meant to go live on the TikTok. Oh, let me get another device. So I'll set that up because that's the thing. Through consistency, my goal is to, build up this following of people that, come to these shows. If that's happening, I'm sure we can talk AZD into doing, blocking out some time here or there. You know what I mean? If you guys are showing up, but at the end of the day, showing up on a free IG, you can ask all your questions on the paid class. If you can't make it to the paid class, go ahead and comment why you can't make it to that right now.
When your attack is on both sides of the court, it's just a matter of who gets the ball.
I don't know what that means.
When your pack is on both sides and our pack is on both sides, like it's us, you mean it's just us, or are you talking about us versus another team? Because
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of what you mean, but I don't have a full grasp on it. It's very rare that we run into another group that's as strong as us.
Rare. I don't even know when. I mean, there's some gangsters, but they're smaller and they're kind of dumb.
Yeah, that's the closest would be like some sort of gangsters, and they would just. Yeah.
There's fighters, there's elements, I guess. There's groups of fighters that they obviously have loyalty, jujitsu fighters, boxers, whatever. But again, I mean, that's in their gym. Like if we're talking about, let's go out, dude. Let's go out socially and see how tight knit and strong that group is that they are. Like they're strong somewhere else, away from women. Put women in the mix, and it's man, Sultan from Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's a car in Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, that's my name, brother.
Grim Reaper, you got a lot to say. That's very interesting. Why don't you have a profile picture, brother? And where are you from? Your game is very coordinated to who becomes a successor. No, you have a certain way of talking that's like a sorcerer, but you seem very, very shy. So, how old are you, brother? And where are you from?
Greater Toronto. We got people in Toronto. That's dope. We got some people in Canada. We got some people in Toronto. And is this your first time hearing about AZD? It's Dane, right? Let me see. Is it Dane? I'm sure I'm pronouncing this right, man. Dane, yes, it is. Dane Shields. Is this your first time coming across AZD? Henderson, Sir 17.
Yes, sir, Dylan. It was made, custom made. Comment on the poster. Henderson, sir. Henderson, Nevada, like by Vegas, and you're 17. Right on. That's me, my dude, like the dog, but more handsome. First time.
Huh.
I don't know what that means. Oh, I guess you asked.
Him.
Oh, right on. Yeah. So that's, primarily what we do these streams for. Now I'm live on TikTok also. Is giving you guys reality that, some guys have not heard of a pickup artist. Go ahead and comment if you have not heard of a pickup artist. The rest of you have heard of pickup artists. And then it's like, what do you know of pickup artists? Like, maybe you just heard the word, maybe you saw the VH1 show, I don't know, maybe you saw a coach somewhere or you saw a hashtag somewhere, or maybe you know more, where it's like, different master instructors of this art of communication, of dating and romance that, you may know more. And so to those people, the more you can measure, the greater AZD becomes, because he's better than all the best. And he outdone all of them. And for years, and we've been living with him for years, just through osmosis, getting training. And then we also do training. There's camps, but it's not like he privately trains us. We just join the group trainings, but we live with him. So there's an added touch of just, how does this dude, who's just a dude, like 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, speaks English, tattoos everywhere, bald, short, whatever, 47 or something. How is this dude who, injured knee, like whatever, his fingers doesn't work exactly because he cut himself like 10 years ago. Like, he's wears contacts, just a regular dude, has 7 super fine girlfriends that he doesn't live with, but he's interacting with constantly. And then he's always talking with new women. And then he's always going out with us. And he lives all disciplined and he's always on schedule. And he's savage, dude. Like the way he changes his diets, the way he changes his workouts, but he's always on schedule. He's always able to communicate with each individual with a soft touch. Now, it's also very guarded. Only certain individuals can get close enough to we have proximity to him because we know enough about his life, mindset, how to communicate with him that he could tolerate being with us. Other dudes that don't, like dudes out there in whatever fucking Instagram land, you don't have what it takes to live with the top player because you got to be so sharp and acute, which is another way of saying sharp, on these philosophies to be able to operate with a player like man, what do you think about that, Sultan?
Yeah, it's very accurate. And when we first, at least I'll speak for myself. When I first started living with ACD, man, I was a mess. I didn't know how to be out. Like, I'm not belligerent. We're not belligerent when we're out. Like when I was out in the beginning of this, I wasn't like yelling or like spitting on people. But there are some subtle. It's kind of like I was saying earlier to you guys in the stream. You guys are missing so many subtle cues when you're talking with women.
Yeah.
And
I heard that.
it's the same when you're out. You're missing so many subtle cues or these unconscious habits that you created that when you're out.
Yeah, and some negative too. You're not seeing when they're disinterested or repelled or put off by something. You don't see the subtleties, so you keep plowing through, and then think it was a good conversation because you talked a lot, but then later they don't text you back at all, and you wonder why.
Yeah, exactly. And even when you're out, you're unaware of your bad habits when you're out. You think like it's just going out and you get good by just going out. Like I saw guys say, the more women you approach, the better you get. I don't know if that's necessarily true. It's true in some sense, but without a coach, without a mentor, without someone that's already done it way better than you and everyone else, I don't think you're gonna get that far. Versus
Yeah.
me and you together, and we did the same thing, but I had a mentor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah, because it's like saying the more holes you dig, the more gold you'll find. The more holes you dig, the more gold you'll find. Man, but if you find a mentor that can show you where to find the gold, you'll find way more gold.
Exactly. That's from Think and Grow Rich.
It's similar. I honestly think I just made it up, but you're right. It's very, in Think and Grow Rich, there's some story, I think, where it's like the guy, yes, it is that. That is the story. The guy gives up, sells all his equipment. He ends up being 3 feet from the gold. The guy that bought the equipment hired someone to do the geology and find it, and he found it. And that was a mentor. That's the story of the century, dude. Yes, in Vegas. Okay, so Grim Reaper, you're underage, 17. With parental consent, you could join the daily class, $97. So go ahead and comment out while I read the rest of your comment. What's stopping you from joining the daily class? What is the most romantic gesture either of you guys have portrayed at a meetup? That is very vague. It's difficult. It's how do I answer that, Isn't that from whose perspective? From mine or the woman's? I don't know the woman's. I'd have to go ask every woman ever to see, and then they'd all have a different opinion. I don't know, dude. That's why. What will that do for you? Are you looking for a romantic gesture? Is your question, what's an easy, simple romantic gesture I, as a 17-year-old man in Vegas area, can do with a girl? Is that your question? Because if that's your question, that's a trip, because your words are exactly not that. But I'm so curious if that's exactly your question, and it's so interesting. Everybody, listen. If that's really his question, go ahead and comment, Grim Reaper. Then notice that good-natured, probably intelligent young man, he had one idea of what he was asking, and the words that came out were completely different. And everybody's doing that. And they wonder, and of course women are doing that, and you wonder why you can't have relationships with beautiful women. You can't even communicate what you mean, dude. Or maybe you really do mean, what's the most romantic gesture that I've ever made with a woman? And that's a very challenging question to ask. That's like, is this an entrance exam to some kind of romance university or something? Am I going to write
AZD Romance University?
Bro, I got to write a written entry, 2-paragraph, 500-word essay on what's the most romantic thing. That's what it feels like. I'm like, how do I answer this, dude? One time I opened a car door for this girl, and she didn't. She thought it was so romantic. I was like, wait, because I pulled up and I was like, wait, I'll open it for you. And I go out, and then she gets out, and she didn't know how romantic it was until it turns out there was a guy walking by right there. And if she had gotten out, she would have faced that guy. And it was so much better that she was behind me as I opened the door and I turned and the guy was walking by or whatever, or 2 guys or 3 guys. It's happened many times. So there's a nice, easy romantic gesture you can use, Grim Reaper. But first, you got to get a girl on a date with you and make sure you have a vehicle somehow. So there's maybe steps before that that are more important right now.
That's funny. I don't even think with that word. I honestly forgot that word even existed until you just said it.
Romantic?
Yeah, like I don't think about, like if I'm hanging out with a girl, I don't think of romance, if that makes sense. Like the most romantic thing I've probably done is bought a girl a glass of wine at a fucking wine bar. Like I mean, that's not even romantic. It's just like a good kind gesture, I guess.
Yeah, I see. There's not even the gesture, it's the timing. It's the timing and the context that makes a gesture romantic. Any little thing, it could be romantic that you're rubbing your shoulder. It could also be creepy that you're rubbing your shoulder. At the perfect moment, it could be the most romantic thing, and at the wrong moment, it could be the creepiest thing. Like, so it's not the thing, it's in what situation. And that takes awareness and strategy and a certain inner just sensitivity. It's like awareness to know when's the right moment to do this or that or this or that. And and that's what women fall in love with. And there's a character that does it at the right time. There's a certain character that does it at the wrong time. That dork, that nerd, so shifting your timing of communications is also what AZD teaches. That's the daily class Link is in the bio, $97. I haven't seen any of you 12 dudes, assuming you're all dudes. I haven't seen any comments on why you can't be on the $97 class. I'm really curious about that. It's with AZD. It's not with us, just to make sure. It's not, we're not the teachers. We're students there. So if you like what we're saying, dude, you got to come to the daily class. It's, oh man, blow your mind. It's with AZD, the tattooed guy. Yeah. Yeah, it does kind of get easier with time, sort of. How old are you?
I agree, Dustin. Yeah, because so many times when you're out, it's actually your own model.
I'm streaming. Is this an emergency?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, I just wanted
Okay.
to talk. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Guys are suffering, they're struggling. Like they're not as good as you're thinking they are with that comment. With the comment that you made, it seems maybe you think that guys are going out and it's really easy. It's not. That's why guys are suffering. They can't do it. Like,
man, I really want some input from these guys because I feel like I know them because I know the condition of men out there. But you know, the more you guys comment, and maybe that's why you don't want to comment, because then we'll get a read on you. You could probably tell that we can read a little bit. That's just what happens when you learn from AZD and you're pushed into so many interactions. And it's not that push maybe isn't the best word, but like you're coaxed, you're encouraged, you end up in so many, you find yourself in so many interactions with like your IMC brothers, like when you come to gatherings. I mean, Sultan and I are in a unique situation that we live with AZD. Only 2 other guys can say that. And there are 30 or so other individuals who live with each other, IMC guys who live in bases. They're having unique experiences among humankind, all mankind everywhere. These guys are having unique experiences. Because who do you know as adult males who willingly live with each other, like as friends, not like you got a room in a Craigslist ad in a bigger house, but like you live together. Who do you know that's a civilian, not military, not police, not a professional athlete, and they don't live together, maybe in college. They're in college. Outside of college, which everybody does that. It's nothing special. You know, so there's something special going on here, and they're players. These dudes are max, dude. These guys learn from AZD. Man. Keep joining. Join AZD IMC Nation streams as Sultan streams regularly, and you'll see you know, AZD and the tribe and how we move. And it becomes more real to you. You got to see it multiple times. I know how this journey goes from 0 to hero or to whatever level hero I am. Like, you got to see it a lot. And you start to recognize the pattern. Oh, this shit is doper than other shit. This is some real game. This is some real brotherhood. These are some G's, man. These are some lethal motherfuckers. Not just in game, but in life. And they're suave. They got style. They got camaraderie. They got presence. You'll get it as you see it multiple times. This is just Sultan and me streaming. 27-year-old Sultan, 37-year-old Yogi Chris. We both live with 47-year-old AZD, who was known 13 years ago, 12 and 13 years ago as the top pickup artist in the world, voted on by the other pickup coaches, and top pickup coach in the world, voted on by the other coaches. 2 years in a row. Then he retires and just teaches seduction, which is relationships and communication skills. He does that for years. Ends up, he was living with 6 of his girlfriends and he moves out. He lives by himself for a couple of years. Then lockdown shuts everything down. Sultan and I move across the country to live with him. So for the last 4 years, we've been living with this top G. Meanwhile, 30 or 40 other guys have come and lived for anywhere from a few days to a few months. Lived with us. 30 to 40 other adult males. And many of them live in bases now, and they run bases that are IMC Nation bases. We still live with AZD. We just moved 2 weeks ago from San Jose, California to Las Vegas. All these other bases are all moving to Vegas. We now have 4 bases in Vegas and 4 more are on their way. They're on their way moving. They got to break their lease and whatever. And we live here. So a lot's happening. We're going to open our fight center here. We got our model agency. It's thriving already. We just got started and it's just like overflowing. We got all kinds of projects. That's what we do. And we get women and we master relationships under AZD's guidance. And, you know, so that's, I don't know. That was a pretty succinct, like giving you reality on what's happening here.
Yeah. And also the plug, we're gonna be going out after this. Like after the stream cuts off, I'm gonna go take a shower. I'm gonna get ready.
Yeah.
That's a whole. We're all gonna get ready. That's like a whole like movie scene in itself, really. But we're gonna be out in Vegas live, and I'm gonna go live on this Instagram page. So if you guys are on right now, turn your notifications on because I want to stream when we're out. So you
Yes.
see all this stuff we're talking about. We're talking
Yes.
about ACD. We're talking about the tribe. You're gonna see it. You're hearing it right now. You're hearing the words and sound, whatever. But you're gonna see it in about 2 hours.
Yes.
You're gonna see it. So don't miss it. And we're gonna go live. No questions probably won't be answered, but you know, comment, show some love.
Yeah.
Like everyone's been doing. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
That's gonna be tonight in about 2 hours.
Super sick. Okay, what time do we stream tomorrow? Is Wednesday?
I think tomorrow is 11:30.
11:30 a.m. Pacific time, guys. So convert to your time zone right now. It's 5:40 p.m. So 11:30 a.m. on Wednesdays, we'll stream to you. And welcome to our first full access AZD IMC Nation presents IMC Base ONE Live with Sultan and Yogi Chris. We'll be streaming to you 6 days a week, and hopefully you ascend with us. Mark those notifications like Sultan says, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Os.
Yeah. All right. See you, folks.
It's not socially right. to go-
TikTok, appreciate the love. People on TikTok, that was great.
Or
Dylan, appreciate the love. All right. We're going to end unless there's any final thing that I can do for you guys. All right. All right, be well. We'll continue streaming and nurturing the TikTok and everything, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Os.